everyone, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Mars Attack figure, The Invasion Begins by Super 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at them in packaging, then I'm going to take a look at the figure and its accessories, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. Just remember, if you do like this video, go ahead and check out my sci-fi and horror playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. So here he is in the packaging. I do like the packaging for him. This looks really cool. So first off, you got your age restriction here, Super 7. You have this nice open window here so you can see the figure, all his accessories and what have you. You have this nice art under here, Mars Attacks, nice picture of the Martians, and you know, The Invasion Begins. Now, just to let you know, these figures are not based off of the old Tim Burton movie. They're actually based off of the original card series that movie was based off of. So all the art and everything to do with it is based off of the card series, not the movie. So with that being said, let's rotate it over here. So you get a little bit more art, the rest of the window. All right, you bring it around to the back. You get more art and what have you from the cards. Now here's the cool thing about the packaging for this. So this figure is based off of the first card in the series, as you see the number 1 here. And this is the front of the card. And then now this would have been the back of the card that explains, you know, the card, what you're looking at. So I think that's really neat that they added all this in here. You even have the Topps logo here. Now for any of you who aren't familiar with them, Topps is one of the leading companies in cards. So they pretty much do almost everything as far as I'm aware of. So I think it's really cool that they added all this in. It really does add to the nostalgia of the figure. Spin it around here, you get a little bit more art. Now this is wraparound art, okay? So when I spin it this way, as you can see, this picture wraps around, which is really nice. I like that touch. The top, you got the Ultimates, and underneath you got your Legal. So with all that being said, let's open them up and see what he's about. So here he is out of packaging. He's a pretty good looking figure. I like the overall look to him. So first let's give him the rotation. So you have this side here. Then you have that side. Actually the back. And then you come around to this side and back full circle. So he's a pretty good looking figure. So let's get a close-up look at him. So first off, the head sculpt's pretty good. I like the overall design for that. Alright, there's a lot of good detail into that. I like how the apparatus and everything on the front of his suit is designed. The same with the back. So all that looks really cool. There's a lot of detail on him. You know, even his gloves and his boots. So I do feel like they did put a lot of work into this figure, making him look pretty cool and in line with the card series. So now let's start taking a look at his points of articulation. So first off, the head does move. Alright. He has a shoulder joint here. Alright. Only has an up and down movement. You cannot... Actually, you might be able to. It might be just a little tight. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so you do get a swivel in there. You get an elbow joint. A wrist joint. Alright. Now there is no torso joint. So there's no kind of movement in here. Alright. Going to spin him to his side. Oops. And take a look at the leg joints. Now the thing about this figure so far is the leg joints, I don't know, let me turn it sideways, are a little bit loose. Alright, that's why he keeps on falling off of the stand, because the leg joints are a little bit loose. Alright, so it's hard to make them stand on here. Got to really put that down on there. Alright, so you do have a joint here. Actually, you know what? It'll be easier to look at them from this side because you don't have the holster in the way. So you do have a joint there at the thigh. There is no swivel up in here. Alright. You have a knee joint. Alright. And you have an ankle joint. Alright. So one of the disappointing things about this figure so far to me is two things. One, as you've seen, the legs are really, really loose. You know, they do move a lot. He still stays in position, but they're very loose. And he doesn't have that many points of articulation like a lot of other figures. You know, there'd be like a swivel here, maybe at the top of the boots. Oh, he does have a swivel there, so I'm wrong with that. There's no kind of joints or anything within his body, so, you know, he's pretty much stiff. But just those minor things with him. Other than that, I still think he's a good-looking figure. So now let's start taking a look at, you know, the accessories he comes with. So first off, he has the protective dome. All right. He has a rifle. All right. He has a pistol. All right. And he comes with a series of hands. So first off, he has a pointing hand. Put that here. He has an open hand for the guns. Put that one there. I think he has another one. Yeah, here we go. Here's the other gun hand. He has his holding hand. This would probably be for the extra grip on the rifle. So we'll check that out with that. He has another one of those too. And he has two open hands. So he has this one, that there, and he has this one. So let's see how well this stuff swaps out. So first off, let's start with this hand. All right, that came off pretty easily. Put that open hand in there. All right. Put that one on there. So the two open hands work well, no issues. Let's try the pointing hand. Actually, that'd be this hand here. So there's the pointing hand, no issues with that. So right now, all the hands really swap out pretty well. I don't have any issues with any of the hands. So with that being said, we're going to just put a trigger hand on here. And the grip hand. All right. So now that we have those on there, let's start with the pistol. All right. Now these fingers are very tight. All right. They don't move much, so it might take a little bit of work trying to get this pistol in here. Yeah, they're very tight. They're like very hard. Some figures, what will happen is they come with very loose fingers. It makes it very easy to put the weapons in them. Him, not so much. There it goes. Nope. So it's a little bit of a chore to get that handle in there. There we go. Okay. So the gun does fit in his hand. It took a little bit of work, but it fits in there. And you got this little cord here that just fits into the bottom of this. All right. So now you have this little ray beam cord that fits in the bottom. So the pistol fits in there pretty nicely. All right. Take the gun out of the hand. Put it in here. Now what I'm finding out to work with him is I kind of twist the gun in and kind of work it in there. So like with the rifle, see, I just kind of twist it in there. And then, as you see, it does fit in the hand. All right, now let's try the two-hand grip. All right, so both hands fit on there pretty well. Let's see if we could get them in a better position than this. All right, so there you go. Now you can get them in a good attack position, and the dome just pops up over his head. Fits really nice. No issues with that. Get him back onto the stand. So at this point, all his weapons and accessories swap out very nicely. I don't have any problems with that. So my final thoughts on him is he's a good figure. I do like the overall look to him. I think they put a lot of really good detail into him. I do feel like he could probably use maybe one or two more joints just for some articulation, but that's not a big deal. Most of his joints and limbs move pretty well. The only disappointment with that I have is his legs do feel a little loose to me. He still stands well. It's just a little bit too loose for my liking. But with that being said, all his weapons do fit very well in the hands. They fit great in the holster. All his hands swap out very easily. I didn't have any issues with that. So I do think that he'd be a really cool addition to both your horror and sci-fi collections. I think he looks really neat. They caught a lot of good detail with him. Whether you're a fan of the original Card series or you're a fan of the Tim Burton movie, I feel like he can go with either one. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my horror and sci-fi playlist. And I also did a review on the other figure of this line called Smashing the Enemy. So that's the battle damage version of this figure. So check that video out as well. And hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So to the next one, late.